Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today I'm continuing my series on Sun Tzu's Art of War, and we are specifically going to look into stratagem number 24. Now, Sun Tzu's Art of War was written back in the day when the emperor needed to know how to best conquer an enemy army, and so obviously it was mostly used for warfare. This is not how we are going to use it. We are going to apply this into a much more peaceful, but nevertheless competitive environment. And that is usually when it comes to business, when it comes to our career, we need to overcome competition and enemies within a business context, right? If you're a business owner, you have a lot of competition. Even if you're an employee, if you want to climb the career ladder, there are most likely going to be others who vie for the same position as you. And therefore, Sun Tzu's Art of War and the strategies that you can employ are relevant to you, even though we are not going to fight a hot war. Now, there are altogether 36 stratagems, and we can relate them to our personal Bazi astrology charts to check which one of these resonate with us more or are easier for us to implement than others. Depending on what sort of constellations you have in your chart, it may be very, very easy and simple to have an affinity with a certain strategy, while others just somehow they don't resonate and you feel like, oh, I don't want to do this or I can't do this. So this can all be seen from your Bazi chart. Now, obviously, in order to see that, first you need to plot your Bazi chart. So you go to this link here. I'm also putting it into the notes to the video. You enter your date and time of birth. It's always better to have the time. It's a little bit more accurate, of course, but if you don't have the time, you can still do this analysis without it. Yeah, so just enter the date that you have, and then you will come up with a birth chart like this. And the part that we are going to focus on is this one here. Yeah, where you see all the animals, or we call them the earthly branches. So this particular person here is born in the tiger year, in the rooster month, on a pig day, and in the horse hour. Now, you may also have four animals there, four completely different ones, or you may have a scenario where certain animals are duplicated. That's perfectly fine. In rare cases, we actually have the same four animals in a year, month, day, and hour. So if that is your case, don't worry. Yeah, that is also completely fine. Just take notes of the animals that you have there in the chart, because they determine which sort of stratagem or strategies you resonate with most. Now, as mentioned, today we are looking into strategy number 24, and this one is called Borrow the Road to Conquer Guo. Now, Guo was a province or a country within China back in the old days. So, borrow a road to conquer Guo means to conquer actually a big market or a country as such. Now, this one applies or resonates mostly with those who have the monkey and or the pig in the chart. If you have both, then this is something that will come very, very easily to you. If you only have one of them, still you will resonate with this, and you may find it easier than others. You resonate with this, and you may actually also already have used this without even knowing about this particular strategy. Now, the monkey and the pig are both sky horse stars. And whenever we have two sky horse stars involved in a particular strategy, it always means that there's a potential to grow from overseas business or from expansion in general. Yeah. However, in this particular strategy, there's not a total win-win situation. Yeah, you kind of need to leverage on other people's strengths and make sure that they help you grow and assist you before you take over. Alone, you may not be able to do it, right? So this is a strategy that where you need to in the first instance, in the first step, rely on others. And then you kind of take the knowledge that you've gained from this collaboration, or the client access that you've gained from this collaboration, and then turn it into your favor. But first, you need to actually ask for help or kind of piggyback on someone else's strength. Yeah. Once you win, once you think you know everything, you know, you can turn on your previous ally. This doesn't sound very nice, but it's actually done all the time in politics. Yeah. So in politics, this is something, yeah, it's basically routine. It doesn't sound very nice. Obviously, it is not very nice, but this is one way to move forward. Now, when we translate this into a business context, it could mean that, let's say you work for a particular company, and through this work with the company or within this company, you kind of develop your own sort of idea for your own business. And once you think you've learned enough, you set up your own business, and you may even become a direct competitor because you know the weaknesses of your previous employer. You know what you can do better, and you can actually exploit this. Yeah. Or you sort of set up your own business and take some of your previous colleagues on board with you. Yeah. So basically launch yourself and do your own thing after you've previously worked with someone else. Now, it can also mean that maybe you co-brand with someone else, or you co-author to be more successful. Yeah, so maybe you want to make a name for yourself, but in order to do that, you need to associate your own name with some bigger name. Yeah, that's called co-branding. Or you co-author a book with someone else. That way, your name also gets out, especially if this person you co-author the book with is much more famous, much more well-known than you. But suddenly there's a very sort of high-level association, and that helps you propel yourself forward. Yeah. You can also, if you're at the beginning of your career, you can take an apprenticeship or like an internship or an inferior sort of role in a company to learn the tricks of the trade, or to get the foot in the door. And once you have done that, you can then monetize everything that you've learned in this particular industry or in this particular business, yeah, for your own benefit. So this is how this works. So it's not necessarily a win-win. Yeah, but it's very rarely a win-win when it comes to a competitive situation. Obviously, you want to make sure that you are the winner. If you are uncomfortable with this sort of strategy, because it does require you to, at some point, take advantage of the weaknesses of the person that has previously helped you, then I would say just basically just co-brand or co-author. Then that is okay, because you just simply associate your name with a bigger name rather than stealing from someone else, stealing ideas, stealing staff. Yeah. So that way you can absolutely avoid that moral conflict. All right. So I hope this helped. This is stratagem number 24. And if you, as I mentioned, if you have the monkey or the pig in the chart, or maybe even both, this kind of strategy is something that you probably have already employed in your life without even knowing it. Yeah. Maybe on a smaller scale, but you probably are quite familiar with it now that you know what it means. All right. If you have any questions, as always, put them in the comment section below, or you can contact me directly. My email address is in the notes to this video, and I would really appreciate it if you liked the video, if you shared it, if you subscribe to my channel. That would really help me out, and I will see you soon.